Hi FlossTube, it's Lorna the Ladybird Stitcher. Today is Wednesday the 4th of October, I think. It's the first Wednesday of October. Hope everyone's well. I have been absent for 2 weeks, so I thought it was time to make another video. My daughter's at preschool, my husband's at work, so there shouldn't be any interruptions today. Okay, I'll just go through some of the comments I received. I didn't have any questions, but I did want to mention a couple of things. Last video I mentioned Best Press, which is a formula. It's a bit like starch, but it doesn't make your clothes go starchy or anything, but it helps with ironing. And Sandra Stitches has an Instagram account, and she has a post on that Instagram account where she's taken fabric straight out of the packet unironed, and then she's taken a photo of it ironed without Best Press, and then another photo of it ironed with Best Press. And I'll refer you to that in the comments below, so I'll put the link to her Instagram account. I have an Instagram account. If you follow me, I'm really sorry, I don't keep it up to date. I just don't, it's not something I really take part in. I have enough trouble keeping up with Facebook, so Instagram's just yet another account that, anyway, I don't really use it much, but if I get a notification that my name has been mentioned somewhere, I will look into it, but otherwise I haven't really posted much on there for quite some time. Thank you for book recommendations. I've had quite a few come through, and I'm trying to sort of get through those. I haven't finished any books since I last saw you because I kind of just wanted to focus on stitching for a while. I'm back to reading the Philippa Gregory book that I was reading last time I saw you, and I hope to finish that by the time I see you again, and I'll let you know how that is. And thank you for all your comments about the Gingerbread Village and the Lady of the Mist. With regards to a framer, I put up a post on an Aussie site asking about framing, about anyone who had good recommendations for framing. And a lady named Deborah, hi Deborah if you watch this, she said that there is a framer very close to me who is actually recommended by my LNS. And I tried them out. I went there, I've taken Lady of the Mist there, and they were really, really good. They helped me to find the right colours for the frame, the right matting, that kind of thing, and it should be ready by this Saturday, so hopefully I'll be able to show you her next time I see you as well. So I don't have her with me at the moment, she's with them, and I'm really looking forward to getting her back. Now, I had a kind of finish over the last 2 weeks. You probably will recall if you've been watching my videos that I'm following this DMC travel through Europe, and so far they've released up to Vienna, so I've done up to there. And when I finished Vienna, I stitched the bits of sky that they gave me. I think they only gave 1 or 2 lines for this one, Rome, and I thought I don't want to stitch anymore on this, so I unpicked those, and I think I'm going to just leave it the way it is. I had originally thought, since I haven't been to Lisbon or anywhere in Portugal, I was originally going to change that to Budapest, because I have been there, but I kind of thought I can't really be bothered, and then I thought maybe I'll just leave it as Lisbon and hopefully go to Lisbon one day. But again, I don't know, I just looked at the work that was involved in all the rest, and I thought, oh, I really don't want to. Anyway, and then I looked at Madrid there, and correct me if I'm wrong, but to me, there's nothing really there that screams Spain to me. I don't know, but I've been to Spain, I spent a week there. You know, it's not a great length of time, but I have seen a lot of Spain, and nothing there is really distinctive as something Spanish there to me. The only thing that I'd say that's probably the Colosseum there, and I have been to Rome and I love Rome. When I finished Vienna, I thought, that's it, I'm finishing it here. So at this stage, That's all I'm doing. So that's Vienna there, and that's it. So I'm happy with it the way it is. I don't think I'll hang it up or frame it or anything like that, but yeah, a bit disappointed. I really was very excited to get into this project at first. When I first saw it, I thought I'll do this and I'll do this and I'll change that, and then when I actually got into it, it's just, I don't know, it's not really my style. So sorry, I'll just come back to say that despite me not wanting to finish the Travel Through Europe sale, I will still be administering the group, which I will link below, and there'll be no change to the administration of that group. I'll still post the updates of when the different patterns are released, so you shouldn't see any difference in that group at all from me whatsoever. So I'll take you back to the other video. Thanks, bye. A bit disappointing, but never mind. I did have a new start. I started out on London Bus by Chatelaine, which will look like this when it's finished. And let's put something up behind it. Here it is now. Oops, sorry. The only thing I need to do is to put, there's bicones that go in each of the corners there. I don't have those as yet, they're on order. So once I receive those, this can be finished up. I don't know that I'm going to give it to my dad. It was the original plan, but it looks so tiny. I don't know, it depends on if I find a frame that's that small. I did have a lot of fun doing it, so I guess that's the main thing. These grey stitches are eyelet stitches, and these ones along here are road stitches, and I used Mrs. Milky Bar Kids tutorials on those. It's tiny, it's about maybe 2 inches by 2 inches. It's really, really small. So there's that. It's on 25 count white Aida. The bus in the middle is 1/1 and the rest of it is 2/2. I did have a problem with the pattern. When I actually looked into it, there were a couple of symbols in the bus, not anywhere else, but a couple of symbols in the bus that weren't actually listed in the key. But I put up a post on the support group, the Chatelaine support group, and some people tried to help me out, but it was apparent that no one really knew what those colours should have been. And then finally Martina, someone actually tagged Martina to help me out, and she re-released, she put in my account the proper key for this chart, so that's all fixed. So there's that. Really enjoyed it. I'm really enjoying the specialty stitches, and I'm itching to get back into my chatelaine, so maybe soon. I've just been working on Happily Ever After, which looked like this the last time you saw it. And the October block was released. I can't remember the name of the book, but it's about King Arthur and his court. So that's the start of King Arthur there. I did the border all of yesterday. I spent doing that. My daughter actually had a nap yesterday, so I had a little bit more time. And that's a flag there blowing in the clouds. So I've still got a little way to go on him. I only just started stitching on him this morning. And that should be finished next time I see, well, that block should be finished next time I see you. And maybe I'll continue with the border and try to do the border that's on this corner as well. And then I've only got 2 blocks left, so there's that, and I'm going to be happy when this one's finished as well. I'm not enjoying it that much, unfortunately. I think I've mentioned before, I'm trying to move a little bit away from the cutesy patterns, so we'll see how we go. And then I've got an itch to work on full coverage pieces as well. So I pulled out Secret Door, which will look like this when it's finished. And here's what it looked like the last time you saw it. And here it is now. So you can see the start of her face there. That's her hair. You can actually see the shine on her hair. It's really nice. I'm really pleased with the way this is coming out. Her gown's starting to show here. So that's only page 1, and you can already see her face. So I'm really happy with that. My goal, it wasn't an original goal, but I do want to finish this page before the end of the year. So, and maybe page 2. Page 2 is only a partial page. Page 1 ends there, so I don't have that much to go. If I really put in some time, I should get it done. I may start on page 2 as well, I'll see. But yeah, that's that. I've got my Gilmore Girls needle minder from Needle Minder Obsession in Australia. And this is on an 8x8 Q-snap frame. And I really like the compactness of this. I really like it. So it's that one. And then I pulled out Juliet for the September weekend. I like to work on this one weekend a month. It will look like this when it's finished. And here's what it looked like the last time you saw it. Now I like to work on this one weekend a month, so I put it out for September weekend, and then the last weekend we've just had was a long weekend, and my husband wanted to go down to the coast to visit his parents. And I initially was going to go, and then I kind of thought, oh, I'd really rather stay home for the long weekend. So I said, look, why don't you take Heidi to your parents' house and you guys enjoy it, and I'd really like a break. He said, okay. So they stayed just one night, and I stitched on Juliet again for that weekend. So I spent 2 weekends on her, and I finished page 4. So that's where it is now. Next I'm going to start on page 6. I'm going to skip page 5, but because I've already started page 6, I want to, like I said last time, I really just want to finish up my full coverage pieces at the end of a page. I don't want to have partial pages going into the new year. My main reason for that is because I use Goodreader to work on my full coverage pieces. And that's on my iPad, and I'm finding more and more that my iPad is getting slower. It needs to be rebooted more often. The storage is a constant issue, and it'll be much easier if I get a new iPad. I'm hoping to get one soon. I'm kind of looking at prices and things, but it probably won't be before the new year, but I'm hoping that taking it into the new year, it'll be easier to start to get Goodreader and just start fresh on a fresh new page. I highlight half pages as I go, so I'll have, I don't know if you've got Goodreader, but or you know how it works, but basically you'll have your original chart, and then you can make a copy of that chart to make annotations, which is highlighting. And what I like to do, once you start highlighting a large amount, it gets slower and slower. That's what I'm finding on mine anyway. So what I like to do is split my pages as, for example, page 1A and page 1B, and I'll do the first half of the columns on page 1A, and then I'll start a new annotated copy to do part B. And I never go more than one page or more than half a page on one annotated copy, because then it just takes forever to open the file. So that will just make it easier to start on a fresh page. It'll just be easier that way. So that's my reasoning behind that. And that's assuming that I will get a new iPad by the new year. So I'm hoping that's the case, or soon after the new year. But we will see. Anyway, that's Juliet. I'm really happy with her. I have found that I do need to be in the right mood to work on this, and I have been lately, which is good. This blue is a struggle. I don't know if you can see there, that light blue, it's all kind of diagonal stitches. Not diagonal stitches, but they're in a diagonal line. And even that got tedious, and then filling in the darker blue in between. So yeah, I'll be happy to move on to this, which will probably be a whole lot of purple. So I don't know if that's much better, but anyway, I gave myself a little break from that to work on Happily Ever After, but I'm still enjoying it. So I may pick it up again this month, even though it's not a weekend, or it's allocated weekend, and work on it some more. We'll see how we go. This month I've kind of gotten through most of my goals. The only goal I've yet to finish is Happily Ever After, which I can't really do too much of before the rest of it is released. And my stocking, I wanted to finish page 2. The other goal was to finish the Travel Through Europe DMC sale, which I've decided to sort of end there. So the only 2 goals I have is to finish page 2 of Happily Ever After, which I think shouldn't be too long. Not page 2 of Happily Ever After, page 2 of the stocking Faithful Friends, which I think if I put my mind to it, I could probably finish up within a week, and finish Happily Ever After, which I can only do so much per month on that one. And then I'm kind of free for the rest of the year to do what I feel like, which is a fantastic feeling. These goals are only goals that I set for myself, but I really would like to achieve them. The other thing is November is Movember, which what I'm planning to do for that is start it on the 1st. I will be starting this one, which is Emerald Mermaid. I don't know if you can see that. I'll take it out. This is MD77, and it says, designed in pearly and citron hues, this enchanted deep sea nymph gracefully swims across the linen, entwined in lavender and mossy green blooming seaweed. And I had my friend Robin over. Hi Robin, if you're watching. She came over on Sunday because my husband and my daughter were away, and we went to my LNS, which I'll talk about a little bit later. But she then came over afterwards and helped me to do a floss toss for Emerald Mermaid. We decided to go with this fabric, which is Summer Sky. It is a 32 count, but it should be okay. I got this from 123 Stitch. I think it's a witch elk linen. It just seemed to show off the colours in the best way. So that's what I'll be working on. That's what I'll be stitching Emerald Mermaid on. And as part of my haul, I got everything I needed. I had the DMC for her, and then I just bought the seed beads, or the beads. It takes 2 packets of 3013, 00561. They're really pretty. 02031 and 02001, and then it takes 2 rolls of number 4 braid in Krennic 009, and that's a really dark, pretty shiny green. So I've got all those ready to go in my little box, and I'm looking forward to starting her. So getting those embellishments, that was the main part of my haul. I also received the fabric of the month from Tammy. This is for August. I haven't received September's one yet. It's Indian Sunset, and it's in a 28 count blue, Monaco. And it's a really pretty pink mottled pink. It's really, really nice with a couple of orange spots on it. I'm really happy with that. I think I have this fabric for a kitted up Mirabilia somewhere. I'm not sure which one, but anyway, yeah, I really like that fabric. It's beautiful. So I'll be having fun looking for something to start on that one. And then, so I told you my friend Robin came over on Sunday and we took a trip to my LNS, which is still an hour away, but it's in Mittagong in New South Wales, and it's called Victoria House Needleworks. It's in Bowral, or near Bowral, and there's a tulip or type of fest, not really a festival, but there were a lot of tulips out there. Tulips, I love tulips, they're my favourite flower, and it just, the gardens were beautiful. And then we had lunch, had the best gosling, Turkish gosling I've ever tasted in my life. It was beautiful. Robin loved the chicken salt on the chips. We had a really good lunch, but yeah, we also really enjoyed ourselves kind of planning for, we're both going to the retreat in February where we'll meet Nora Corbett, so just kind of, she was kitting up a couple of projects that she might want to work on while she's there, and yeah, it was a good day we kind of spent together, so that was really nice. And then I remembered a while ago, Joanna from Vintage Chick Stitcher, hi Joanna if you're watching, she went to Victoria House Needleworks as well, and she said that they had a copy of Queen of Peace by Mirabilia, and she said that they had a couple, and would any of us like it since it's out of print. And I looked at it at the time and I thought, no, I don't really want to spend that much. It turned out to not be as much as I thought, but anyway, that's another story. Anyway, I kind of thought, I don't know, I've got enough at the moment. And then I kept thinking about it, and by then Joanna had long gone home, you know, so it was way too late for that. And I thought, okay, if I go again and they've still got a copy, I'll get it. And they had the last copy, so I bought it. It's Queen of Peace by Mirabilia. And I really like it. The more I look at it, the more it's growing on me. I didn't only get it because it's out of print, although that did play a major factor. They also had Andromeda, which I'm also after, but excuse me, the price they're selling it at and the fact that it's only really just been released, was it earlier this year? It's not likely to be rare or hard to find anytime soon, so I thought that one can wait, but I did want to get this one. And this is MD58, and it says, somewhere in the mists of time, a young queen ruled wisely and well. In this portrait rendered by Nora Corbett, she has traded her golden crown for a jewelled circlet of full-blown roses. In a pose of calm contemplation, her dove-grey gown is cut low to emphasize a graceful neck embellished with cascades of crystals. Glistening regal emblems march across the sweeping folds of her skirt. A swath of deepest apple green catches her train to one side, and a single amethyst ribbon trails softly about her feet. In her queen's quiet hands, a lone turtle dove perches peacefully, safe in this place of tranquility. And on 32 count, she is 10.5 inches by 20 inches. And I was just looking at the crystal treasures she requires, and yeah, there's going to be a lot of crystals and chronic for this one, so it might take me a while before I kit her up, but I'm really happy that she's now in my stash. So that's all I got from Victoria House Needleworks. I don't usually walk out of there with so little, but I'm kind of at the point where I've finished Lady of the Mist. I want to start more Mirabilias, but at the same time I think I've got over 40 now, and I know that I've gone way beyond my life expectancy's worth of work. I'll never ever be able to stitch that many, so I'm kind of not cutting back, but, and I know, as Robin calls me a collector, she said, you don't need to stitch them all, you're just collecting them. So that's true as well, but I would like to stitch most of them, and I'm just at the point where I kind of have the ones I like, and I probably won't be buying, I won't say I won't be buying any more, but I won't be buying at the same rate that I have been as far as mirabilias are concerned, because they do take a long time to finish, and I'm not going to live that long. I would have to live to be 300 years old to finish them all, and that's not going to happen, obviously. So I do need to cut back a little bit. So yeah, there's that. I have other charts that I'm really itching to start. I really want to start the Blackbird Designs Strawberry Fields Forever. I really want to start my Long Dog Sampler, my one and only Long Dog Sampler. I want to start the 6 Wives of Henry VIII by the Primitive Hare. They're just the top 3 on my list, as well as the Prairie Schooler, I think. The Alphabet, I've got that, and I really want to start that. So there's all these, the Christmas Vickery collection, the Christmas ones I've got the Nativity and the word Christmas on there. So I've got all these projects that I'm itching to start, and although I want to do more Mirabilias and Joan Elliott's, they are quite large, and I'm just not going to have enough time in my life or in my eyesight expectancy either to finish them all. So I'm kind of got that at the back of my mind. So having said that, you know, you might come back in 2 weeks and I'll have a whole stash of new charts to show you. Who knows? But at the moment, that's how I'm feeling anyway. Anyway, that's all I've got for you. Please leave any questions below. Thank you so much for watching and for your comments. I read each and every one of them. I try to respond to each and every one of them. If I've missed you for some reason, it wasn't intentional. Please let me know if that's the case, and I will get back to you. And I will see you, if everything goes well, I'll see you in 2 weeks. In the meantime, happy stitching, and take care, everyone. Bye.